Hello and welcome to Fresh Perspectives. My name is Gail, and when I was lining up people to be on Fresh Perspectives, my husband handed me this article and said, "Well, maybe you could have somebody come from Centaur Stride." Holly's in this picture. My guest today, her name is Holly Reslink. And she's works at Centaur Stride. And you started out as just a volunteer, was it?
Yeah, I actually still am a volunteer. But yeah, I started, I had a friend named Jody Gray that introduced me to Centaur Stride, and she suggested, this is up your alley. You love horses, you love working with people with disabilities, like you need to get involved. And it took one time and I just loved it, so I'm still with them.
Yeah, well, my husband actually used to bring people from the Resource Center out to Centaur Stride, but that was, he's retired now, so I don't think he's met you or anything, so, but I think that he really thought it was really good for them. Now, let's have you talk about yourself a little bit so the viewing audience can get to know you.
Okay.
Now, you're a resident of Ripley, and you've actually owned your own horses for over 30 years.
Yeah.
And you're a doctor of physical therapy. What drew you to wanting to become a physical therapist?
So I started, I went to college in Toledo University, and my undergrad, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I was kind of, I knew I wanted to help people, and I knew I wanted to make people feel good. Like those were kind of my goals coming out of high school. And when I graduated from there in 2009, I thought, well, I have a degree and a bachelor's of science, and my major was athletic training. I got certified as an athletic trainer, and I thought, well, I can work in schools with kids. I love that atmosphere. And if that doesn't work out, maybe I should think about what else I can do. And then I ended up deciding that I looked into different jobs. Like physical therapy is a lot like athletic training, and it doesn't have to deal with the emergent side of it. So if there's an emergency or something on the field during a sporting event, athletic trainers have to. So I was like, oh, I should get into this. Mm-hmm. So I basically applied to Gannon University in Erie, Pennsylvania, and I got in with their program for their doctorate of physical therapy. And I haven't looked back. I loved it. Graduated in 2012, and I really enjoy it. So.
Mm-hmm. And so you've worked somewhere in our area then as a physical therapist?
Yes. So when I graduated, I went straight to the Resource Center. Ironically, I worked there for 2.5 years in Dunkirk area. I loved it so much. I loved working with people with developmental disabilities. It was fun. They were just so loving, so caring. I really enjoyed it. So I had the opportunity to work for the state for Office for People with Developmental Disabilities, OPWDD if you don't know. And I've been with them since. So about 10 years, I think I've been with them approximately.
Mm-hmm. You're still doing that?
Yes, I'm still working for the state at this time.
Oh, okay. So it was actually the state, not the Resource Center then, where you work?
I worked at the Resource Center for prior, like when I first got out of school.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to the state. I took a position at the state and left the Resource Center.
And you're still with the state?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, you said you've owned horses for over 30 years. Mm-hmm. How did you wind up deciding to do that?
So I was a kid, and every little girl's dream, right, is to ride a pony. And I always wanted to, and I told my dad, I think I was around 7 or 8, I said, I really wanted a horse. And he thought I was crazy and kind of humored me and said, okay, we'll get this pony, but you have to feed it every day and water it and clean its manure and all that stuff. And if the first day you don't, we're getting rid of it. And because I'm a determined little girl, I was out there every day cleaning my little pony. And
to make sure you get to keep it.
And I only had the one, and we did 4-H, and I still horseback ride and camp with my dad to this day. So I currently have 3 horses. But yeah, so for the last 30 years, I've had horses always involved in my life.
Oh, okay. You, when I spoke with you on the phone, you told me a cute little story about some neighbors of yours thinking they saw a bear. Would you like to tell that to the viewing audience?
Yeah, I can tell them that one. I was, I have neighbors across the street from me, the Lemurs, and they're the sweetest elderly couple. And I get a call from Doris, and she goes, I swear, I think there's a bear in your ditch. And I go, oh no, that's not good. And I hear her husband laughing, and he goes, oh no, that's just Holly's big black horse walking down the ditch loose. So here they had gotten loose, and I didn't even know it.
Oh, okay. So why would a horse be walking in a ditch?
I don't know. They do their own things. They're goofy critters, and I don't think you can predict what a horse is going to do. They are their own person, and they like to do their own thing. And maybe the grass was greener in the ditch, and he decided to eat the grass out of the ditch that day. I'm not sure, but it was comical. God. It made me laugh pretty hard.
Okay. Now, we were going to talk a little bit about Claudia Monroe, who wrote this article. And she and her husband founded Centaur Stride. Would you like to tell a viewing audience about that?
Yeah, so they basically they had started kind of what they call a grassroots nonprofit. When they started, it was Harry's idea. He was the horse guy, Claudia was the physical therapist. So she wanted to graduate from physical therapy school, focus on that, where Harry had read, I believe, an article in one of her physical therapy seminars or clinical things, and it said therapeutic horseback riding. And he's like, this is perfect. This is something we should do. And she was kind of like, no, I don't want to do it. And he kept pushing, being persistent, and ended up convincing her that this was a great idea. And what kind of started it was she went to this clinic where they had horseback riding and the benefits of it with a patient with MS. And so when she went there, she said there was 12 patients, and she saw patients that were in wheelchairs. Now, at the end of the trial, they were walking. She saw patients that were using walkers, now walking with canes. And that really, it seems like, how does that connect? Well, she saw all these benefits and thought, well, I work with kids. And she was working in the schools and stuff. And she said, what could I do for a kid that has cerebral palsy or that has something that's never walked before? Or could I, what benefits could I give them? And she said that really was what hooked her. And then she was all in with her husband. She said, okay, let's do it. Mm-hmm. They did start off in, I would say, the early 90s as a 4-H group. And they had 7 kids that were in their group. And of those 7, she said 3 were kids with disabilities. From there, it just continued to grow into what we are now, the facility that's on Jones Road in Sherman, New York. And we're now a nonprofit, and that's been since 1993.
93.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. It's been over 30 years.
Yes.
Yes.
Very long time, and it's amazing what they're able to do for the people in our community.
Yeah, so actually people who thought they'd never be able to get around without a wheelchair got to where they could get up and walk, or just get on a horse and ride.
So Claudia could give you lots of different things that have happened over the years. I would say my experience is the horse gives people who are in a wheelchair an experience of being in a different mobility. Like they can be up on a horse and be riding, and they maybe never thought in a million years they'd get to do horseback riding or some sort of activity like that. They might have thought, oh, I'm going to be stuck sitting in this wheelchair my whole life or whatnot. And so the horses, they're able to provide so many things. We call them magic workers. And so basically, I'm losing my train of thought, but basically, from everything that they're able to do, it strengthens and it helps with a lot of different cognition skills and physical strengthening of their core and their legs. Some riders may be able to, sit up better now. Maybe they're able to sit on the edge of the bed and they couldn't before. Mm-hmm. Some riders may be able to walk more efficiently because they've strengthened their legs and their core. But I think it's really based patient by patient who is able to do what.
Yeah. Probably believing you can do it if you ride this horse. Probably having a positive attitude that way probably does. Help them do it if they believe they can.
Yeah, and I think it's an experience that a lot of kids and adults never thought they'd be able to do. So when they're able to do it, it's like a moment of confidence and pride and excitement that like, look what I can do. I never thought I'd be able to do this.
Okay. And there was some sort of a book that Claudia has been working on it for several years. Would you like to say something about it?
Yeah, she told me to tell you it's a work in progress. She said she continues to work on it. She works on it with a writers group. And it is not complete, but she hopes to someday have a completed book about all of her experiences and the benefits of horseback riding.
Yeah. So anyways, there's a certain movie star whose name is not popping into my head at the moment, but I heard a story once about her where she'd insisted on taking her disabled sister horseback riding and kind of like helped her get over some disabilities and things.
Yeah, as far as that, there is a lot of things. Horses naturally have a rhythmic motion to them. When they ride, it's not just like they're not waddling, they're doing this like 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of stepping. And that naturally kind of goes up through our body as we're riding.
Oh,
you kind of feel your whole hips and your pelvis and everything goes with the horse. And it naturally can help building up those muscles and your proprioception of how your body feels on the horse. It kind of gives you more body awareness. So when you're doing that, it's not only that feeling, but like naturally we can put the horses into movements too. So if maybe you're really weak on your right side and you tend to fall over to the right or you tend to fall over to the left and there's some weakness in that trunk. If there's something going on like that, we can turn the horse in a certain direction, and by turning the horse in that like circumference, it can kind of help strengthen those muscles because now you're getting those forces put on you in a different way.
Yeah. I was just wondering, a lot of people when they get aches and pains and things, they go to the chiropractor. And what I'm wondering is, can somebody who's having that kind of a problem, does it help them to keep their spine straighter then?
Yeah, it can help in that sense of again, the strengthening. So, right, if we have weak back muscles or weak abdominal muscles, or we call them the core muscles, right, circling your trunk, if those are weak in any way, then our back is, we may have a forward flex posture, we may be off to the side. And so yes, because we're strengthening those by working on the horse, it's hard work on those horses. If you've never gotten to ride, it takes a lot of muscles. Even just sitting on a horse takes a lot of muscle. So yes, if you have back pain or discomfort, theoretically you could get some benefits from the horses. Naturally, just the movement, loosening up the spine, along with the strengthening of those muscles to help make you feel a little bit better.
Yeah, the only times that I ever did any horseback riding was when I was a teenager. You know, my mother would sometimes take us someplace to where they had horses that you could ride. It always did kind of feel like fun for some reason, but I remember even before that, though, we lived in the same neighborhood as one of my dad's cousins, and he had a dairy farm and he had a pair of work horses. And during the summer, when his grandchildren from from Illinois would come to spend the summer with them, he would actually let the kids take the horses and ride them up and down the road. Those great big work horses. Well, you know, you can't really climb up on one of them. So I can remember we would ride on those, and I can remember we'd have to get the horse to stand sideways next to the porch, and get on the horse that way and ride up and down the road bareback. And I have a picture of one of these cousins, one of these relatives, one of the kids, actually standing up on it, kind of show-offish, like standing up on the back of the horse. So,
yeah.
But anyway, that's kind of my only experiences with riding horses. But
yeah, it's interesting you say that about the standing up on the porch, because we have a platform lift that does that same kind of aspect. If somebody can't get up on a horse, this elevator lift will lift them up.
Oh, it actually lifts the person up.
Yeah, so it takes them in their wheelchair all the way up, and then once they're level with the horse, then all they have to do is just sit down on the horse, so they don't have to lift their leg up high or anything. They can just kind of sit down and swing their leg over either the neck.
So they push themselves up into a standing position and then pivot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if someone's in a wheelchair, that's how they get on currently, is they would stand up and then we would pivot. And then they would sit on the horse. Our horses are trained, so they give a cue and they can dip their head down so the person can lift their leg over their head. Okay, that sounds interesting. Yeah. It is. You'll have to see the video.
Okay, yeah. Who else works there, and what are their job responsibilities? How big is your crew?
So currently, I'm trying to think. We have 6, I believe. If you want me to go through each one, that will help me count.
Well, we don't want to cut in too much so that we don't get to show all the pictures and videos.
Okay.
But I know that Tyler Muga works there, which I didn't know until I saw.
Yes.
Until I saw him in the picture in the article, but
he is one of our riding instructors.
Yeah, I didn't know that he did that. I guess I didn't know, period, what he did, you know, but because I used to do some work as a vendor at arts and crafts shows, and sometimes it would be some of the shows his parents were doing. So
okay.
So
yeah, so we have him and Savannah Chikara. They're both instructors currently, and then we just hired a new instructor through a grant named Allison Mitchner. So we now have 3 instructors.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
And then we have 3 assistants. And then our barn manager. So we're up to 7. See, now I counted.
Oh, okay, okay, that sounds good. Now, how can people? What can people do to help you? I guess according to the article, you're a beneficiary of 2 endowment funds through the Chautauqua Region Community Foundation.
Yeah, there are 2 that we're the beneficiary named. I wouldn't know exactly how to go about it, but if they were interested, they could reach out
to the Chautauqua County, the Chautauqua Region Community Foundation,
yes,
if they were interested in helping. Okay, and you have a list of other things besides contributing financially. There's a list of other things that people can donate. You probably need lots of cleaning supplies and so forth. Would you like to tell us what all you need?
Yeah, so we pretty much have a list on Amazon. So we always are taking donations for cleaning supplies. We're always taking donations for anything that is on our Amazon wish list. So on our Amazon wish list, there's horse supplements, there could be grooming tools, games for the kids to play, toilet paper, copier paper.
Toilet paper?
Yeah, we take donations for anything. The reason we ask for toilet paper is because we do have an accessible bathroom downstairs. Mm-hmm. So we like to have that be able, like if people donate that, it's just easier. One less thing we're trying to buy because we are a nonprofit. Mm-hmm. Every little bit helps. Mm-hmm. So that things like that, it may seem kind of strange to ask for, but they are beneficial. Same thing, we ask office buildings for any paper shreds, as long as there's no plastics in it. They can bring in their paper shreds, and we use some of them for stall bedding for a couple of our horses. So things like that, people are like, oh, you take that? We're like, yes, we do. Please bring it all.
Well, after it's already been used for bedding, how do you go about disposing of it?
So we actually compost our manure, and so it's composted in with our composting pile.
Oh,
so
okay.
it breaks down. We haven't had any issues with the paper breaking down and stuff, but yeah, it all composts down. So we've never had really too much as far as having to get rid of it, in that sense. We kind of use it to help break down everything else.
Oh, okay. I just kind of wondered if it went to the landfill or something, but apparently not. Okay, so there is this list on Amazon, a wish list, and there might be other things that maybe you didn't think of, so if they go to this wish list.
Yeah, if there was something I didn't mention, if someone goes, you can either go on our Linktree website, or they can go through our Chautauqua or our CentaurStride.org and how to support us. On the bottom of those, there is a thing that says Amazon wish list, and then you can click on it and it will take you directly to our wish list, and it has so many different items. I'm sure there's things I didn't even mention that are on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. Now, if somebody wants to donate something like the shredded paper or whatever, are there certain days of the week and times of the day, if they're not doing it through Amazon, when they could come and bring it?
Yeah, so the barn, typically we always have someone there throughout the week, but we do ask if you can call ahead of time and just give us a heads up. Hey, I've got this, is it okay if I drop it off? Just to make sure there's a staff available for so that they know where it needs to go and stuff. So a lot of offices, once they've come a couple times, they know where we store it. Mm-hmm. They'll just come in and drop it off without calling, which is fine.
Okay.
But we ask the first few times that you just give us a call and make sure, because
okay.
it could vary.
Okay. Would you like to repeat the phone number and the website?
Yeah, so our phone number is 716-326-4318. That's the barn direct number. You can ask for Tyler, Savannah, Jean, any of them, or Holly, myself, and we can help you with that. And then what was the other thing you asked for?
The website.
The website. So the website's www.centaurstride.org, and that will give you, we just have a whole new platform. So, but yeah, that is our website, and you can find information on there, how to support us, or any kind of contact information is also listed on there.
Okay. Well, let's have Chris start bringing up the pictures and the videos, so that the viewing audience can see them.
We're going to start with the videos.
Okay.
He came on a field trip, and he just loved it so much that he decided he was going to come back and start riding with us. And you can see he's doing an activity here where he was grabbing a ring and putting the ring on the cone. And then at the end of his ride, we always feed our horses with treats. So our horses are fed with you kind of probably saw the dustpan and thought, what is that? So we feed with a dustpan so that nobody's hands get near the horse's mouth. But also, so if you're in a wheelchair and you need to set the dustpan on your lap, you can set it on your lap and then be able to... You can set on yeah, I clipped it off. But you can set it on your lap, and then the horse could eat it right out of your lap, even if you don't have the hand ability to hold the dustpan.
Oh, I see.
So that way, everybody, it's all about inclusion, right? And so that's what you saw Matt doing.
Okay, you said that this Tomasini guy came on a field trip. Was that with a class?
Yeah, his middle school had come as a field trip. So we really encourage schools to be involved with us through either field trips, through the BOCES program, or to come contact us as setting up an after-school program. So yeah, we really encourage that, because we find a lot of our riders find out about us because of that. Otherwise, they may not have even known we existed.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that there's a possibility. What with you being way out in the country.
We are. It's kind of a weird area with Sherman, Westfield, and Ripley. We're kind of in the middle. And even Mayville's close too.
Yeah, Mayville is close.
Mm-hmm. So this is one of our volunteers, and these little clips are actually a couple of our volunteers working our horses. So a lot of volunteers come out and they enjoy riding and getting the opportunity to ride or groom a horse.
The boys of Centaur Stride.
Yes, so these are all the boy horses. They're also known as geldings. Gelding is just a male horse that's been neutered.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a slide that walks down all of our barn stalls and shows all the boys. I think the only one that's missing from this is Magic. He's a new one we just got. But
okay.
But yeah, this is all of our boys. It kind of takes you down the line, and you get to see all their little name tags and their little heads pop up. That's one of our retired ones, Deke. He's been riding for a long time, so now he's enjoying retirement.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
So how many horses do you have over there?
Currently, we're sitting at 14.
Oh.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have female horses?
Yeah. They also, we did the same thing. I walked along the female stalls. There is 7 females currently at the barn as well. So we're split down the middle.
Okay.
Yep. So there's, as you can see, this is our lovely female side. We do keep them separated. The females, or the mares, are on the one side of the barn, and then on the other side, the geldings all it just makes easier caring for them and stuff to keep them separated like that.
Yeah.
They're so fun. I mean, it's such a joy. And if you ever get a chance to really come up, we love to give barn tours and show everybody the horses. And
yeah.
So
Yeah.
this one is Casey. She is our oldest. She's been with us. She is 31 years old. We've had her
Wow.
since she was 4 months old. So she's
Wow.
retired as well.
So those two horses don't give rides anymore.
No, they do not do rides, but one of the things I love about Center Stride is their horses, they may not give rides, but now they're able to bond with somebody on the ground. They can groom them, they could lead line them, and things like that. Even though they're not being riding, there's still so many benefits the horse can give us. So they're retired, but they're retired to like grooming and lead lining and
Okay.
like more ground activities versus
Okay.
actually having a person on them.
Okay.
Yeah. This is me demonstrating our lift.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm showing how we don't have an overhead lift, but we do have this scissor lift. And the grab bars were somebody had made for us to add to the lift for safety. At the end there was Claudia getting off the horse. She was our demo.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So it's a great lift. A lot of people that are in wheelchairs are able to get on the horses because of it. Or if you're elderly and your hip motion isn't as good as somebody to swing off of a lower, we can get you up higher so you can just sit down instead of having to be pulling yourself so high to get onto the horse.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is one of the things at the barn. When you walk in, you'll see this sign, and we've got markers, and we encourage everybody who comes in to fill it out and color it, and we're hoping to get it all colored. It's a little more than it is in this picture now, but it's just some activity to pass the time while you're there. And this is our arena. This is a good view of us trying to do some measurements because we had to put in quotes to get a new tarp. So that's
Oh, okay.
That's showing, I believe, Jean trying to do a measurement.
Oh, and you have T-shirts.
Yeah, so just like the shirt I'm wearing, we have hoodies, long sleeves, T-shirts that we ask for a set donation for. So you can, if you would like to advertise or if they would like to buy one, they can reach out to us, and that's one of the things that we offer. Yeah. Here's Tyler with one of our newer horses, River.
Is River a girl?
River is one of our boys.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he's an Appaloosa breed. He's blind in one eye.
Oh.
But he does wonderful. He really does. So we really enjoy him.
Oh, there's the picture from the newspaper.
Yeah, so in this picture, you see Tyler to the left, myself, then it's Claudia, the co-founder and president of our board, then Jody Gray, who's the one that introduced me to Centaur Stride, and then Jean is our barn manager on the far right.
Okay.
This is one of our riders working on an alphabet board where you can spell different words. So she's working on her core and her reaching and trying to spell out different words.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a cute little girl.
Yeah, so she's so sweet. So she's very independent, and she likes to put her own saddle on, so you can see her carrying her saddle to her horse.
Yeah, I figured that was what that was, that she was carrying. Yeah.
Yeah. This was one of our events that we held for the first time last year. It was a 5K fun run, and we were doing it as a fundraiser to help with our costs. You know, horses aren't cheap to take care of.
No.
So it was really good. We're hoping to do another event this September. We haven't quite set a date, so you have to follow us on Facebook or our website for that date coming up.
Okay.
So this is Matt again. Matt's on one of our horses that have passed away, but this is Dude. So this was a couple years ago, and their bond was incredible. We couldn't even describe how well these two got along. They trusted each other. Matt was able to steer him and move him around, and the horse just, they were in sync, I think you would call it. Now Matt rides our horse Pixie, which is is one of the mares, and he's been doing good with her. But I think good. Dude will forever hold a spot in his heart.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
You know, like they'd become one.
Yeah. So this is one of the activities some of our volunteers do. This is Matt doing it, but we wash out our buckets and clean them and stuff. But yeah, so sometimes we'll have volunteers coming and doing things like this around the barn. Or if our rider wants to, they're welcome to too. So he was giving back to us a little bit.
He really loves it there then, doesn't he?
Yeah, I would say. That's him on Pixie in this picture in the middle.
Okay.
On the left is Mallory holding Bo, one of our horses. And I don't actually know the ones on the right personally, but that was Casey when she was still riding, the mare that has been retired, the 31-year-old on the far right.
Oh, Casey is the one sitting on
the
it?
horse. Casey is the horse.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that's one of the people that comes out to ride that's sitting on
her, yeah. But obviously now Casey's retired, so that rider rides a different person now.
Okay.
Yeah. This is one of our newest horses, Magic. We're super excited about him. He's been doing great. A couple of our riders are really loving him and working with him. And we had the benefit last year of a couple anonymous donors and then a donation from a local business, White Surveying, and a donation from Rosie's Run that helped us get horses. We were really in need, as you can see with the retired ones, that we really needed a couple new ones. So with their funds, we were able to get Magic and 2 other horses, Autumn, and we're working on one right now. So,
did you say Autumn?
Autumn is one of the newest females, yeah.
Okay.
If her picture comes up, I'll point her out.
Okay.
But yeah, so this is a lot of the mares. Oh, look at them in the fall. They're so pretty. I just can't. Horses are just beautiful.
Yeah.
So this is Casey with a different rider, and she loved to chase the ball. And recently somebody purchased us a new ball because Casey, what's the word? It blew up. It doesn't work anymore.
Okay.
So we put it on our Amazon wish list, and somebody purchased us a new one. So we're super excited.
Oh,
and
good.
We have to get it blown up still, but
she likes to play with it.
She likes to kick them with her feet and chase them. And so this was kind of a picture of the rider chasing the ball. They call it like horse soccer.
Horse soccer?
Yeah. So that's what they were with Savannah there. They were chasing it. This is one of our riders, Derek. He's been riding with us a long time too. I think just loves it. Mm-hmm. And Matt.
Look at the smile on his face.
That's what I'm telling you. There's magic. It is so hard to describe the bond that horses give you, and that confidence they give you. You just have a different way about yourself when you're around them. At first, they might be intimidating because they're so big, but once you're there, and you never really know when it's going to click. But just either the first visit or the next visit, all of a sudden you kind of click and you sync up, and then it's like you're looking forward to that horse and riding and coming to visit and brushing them and getting that connection where it's peaceful, it's relaxing. You're not getting all the hype and go atmosphere that we have. That kind of goes away. So I can see where people like Matt, after years and years of coming, just really enjoys it, and really you can see it on the smiles on their faces. This is one of our board members' sons, Jonah. He also loved riding. He is currently in college, so we don't see him as much, but it was a special place for him. He always, him and Matt were always together, always helping.
Oh, were
always,
they?
Yeah, they were often doing our walkathon, which is a big fundraising event we do in March, and those two we'd call it like battling to see who could help fundraise the most money.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. This kind of shows you a downline of all the stalls on our right-hand side, and then we have what we call cross ties, which hook on the horse's halter, and then they stand there on either side of their halter, and they're able to stand there for grooming, which is just brushing them, and then tacking, which is putting like the saddles and the saddle pads and stuff on them. So this just kind of gives you one of the pre-lessons. They were getting ready, so I snagged a picture for you to see.
Okay. Oh, look at them with with their heads sticking out.
So this is Deke on the far left. Deke is the retired one. Bo, and then the newest one, Magic, is on the far right.
Okay.
So yeah, I just thought they were so adorable, and their gates are open. They don't have bars on theirs, so they can take their head out for you to say hello and give them a little brush. They like seeing people. They're very social.
Okay.
This is one of our newest riders, and she's on Freddie, and they're getting ready to work on, you can see that actually, again, a game that was purchased from one of our Amazon wish list items, and it's a little target where they throw these little Velcro balls at it. So she's getting ready to hold the ball and throw it at the target, and she's got her instructor there, and her leader and her mother is there with her too, and yeah, so it was really fun to watch them.
Okay, so they wear helmets then when they're riding?
Yes, it is a requirement. So all riders, if you're going to be engaging on riding the horse, you must have a helmet. We can't, there's no exceptions.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we do provide helmets though, so they don't have to buy their own. Some riders, they've rode for so long that they buy their own and they just bring it with them. But we do have a multiple sizes from small to extra large of helmets that we can give and fit. So our instructors, they're certified, they will help you make sure you get the right size fit helmet that's snug and safe. But yeah, so it's one of those safety things we provide.
Okay. But your horses, they're not like riding out on the road on them or anything.
So we don't ride on the road, but we do ride down our driveway onto our trails. And there is I think there's a few pictures that we can share with you guys about them out on the trails. A lot of times when we ride on the trails, they'll have a volunteer leading them, or a leader as we call them, for safety, unless the rider's more independent. But they'll do like a short little loop. I think it's about 20-30 minutes where they can ride down into these trails and in the woods and back. But nobody's on like the pavement of like the road, like a roadway. No.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I was going to say it would have to be as close to perfectly safe as possible.
Yeah, that's a big thing for us. I mean, we strive on safety of our riders. We don't want anyone to get hurt. We really want to make sure it's a safe environment. So.
Right.
Yeah, so this was riders riding around, but I think they're getting ready to head out because there is a couple entrances in the arena where they can exit the arena to go onto the trail system. Deke, he's the star pony, I'm telling you. He's been with us for a while and he's rode so many kids. I just adore him. He's a wonderful horse, and I'm so glad he gets to just retire and be happy and lazy. And so this is our equicizer. We recently got a grant for this and purchased it. it is basically a wooden horse, as you can imagine looking at it.
Yeah.
And what it does is with the rider is able to initiate using their hips, and they can kind of bounce, and it has a spring mechanical action where it will simulate what it feels like to be on a horse. So for riders that may be scared, intimidated to get on a horse the first time, that's a wonderful tool. This is in our therapy room downstairs. So it's a wonderful tool though that can be used to build confidence. If somebody has really tight hips, this is a little narrower than some of our horses, so we can set them on it to help stretch out their hips and whatnot. But we do have, this is what I was telling you a little bit before the interview here, that we have this flyer that kind of tells all the different things that you can do on this Equicizer, and it gives you like little stretching exercises, reaching exercises, and it's all kind of promoted to build confidence so that someone can feel safe on the horse, which is why we really were like, we need this for our facility. Our nonprofit would love this. It would be great for us. So that's been new in the last year to us, but we really enjoy having it so far.
So you have different brochures and things then that people can get?
Yeah, so in our barn, at the barn, we do keep a couple of brochures. So there is this one that kind of talks about us. This brochure like talks about where we're located, who we are, how to contact us. It talks about our mission statement, our volunteers, if you want to volunteer, and it talks about directions how to get to us.
Okay.
So that is located in our barn. I know from time to time we keep them, like when we do community events, like if we go to First Fridays in Westfield, or if we do a craft show or something, we will bring those for people to grab. But generally we keep them at the barn, and if somebody wants to take a few.
Okay, so generally they're not always out in public places.
No, I would love to get them out in public more, but we don't have them out as much as I think we would like to.
Okay, okay.
I am not good with this mic, so you must bear with me for 1 minute. It doesn't want to stay clipped on me for some reason. There we go.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this other brochure that we brought is ways to support long-term sustainability of center stride. So this one also we keep at the barn. We used to mail it out at one point, but we basically it talks about the endowments. Okay, we mentioned that a little bit earlier. So
Right.
this is a little bit better than what I know, because again, I'm still new, so I'm still learning. And it talks about like how to sustain us, what we're looking for, if you want to make us a beneficiary, if you want to, some people donate like IRAs and do different things, but again, it's just different options to help keep us functioning so that we stay open and we can keep giving the great services that
Okay.
we're giving to the public.
Yeah, you have some other things too on the table here. It looks like bracelets and keychains.
Yeah, so for a donation, or sometimes when we do different events like our open house, we give out bracelets for free or for a small donation. And then we do have all these little keychains that one of my friends is pretty handy with, and she made for us.
Oh,
so that,
she made them?
Yeah.
Wow.
So she had made them for us so that we could either ask for donations, or like if we're at a different event, we could have them offered as something they could take. A little hand sanitizer.
Oh, is that what's in there? Hand sanitizer?
Yeah, so there's a little hand sanitizer, and it's just like a little keychain holder for it.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a little one with our just a keychain. So yeah, I just brought them to kind of show that we do have some stuff if people wanted to be able to support our name and help us get our name out there. Besides the T-shirts and stuff, they could wear one of these. A lot of the kids like these because they glow in the dark.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, the light ones do.
The light colored ones, not the dark colored
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah. So I think that's about those on there.
Oh, here's another picture.
Oh, Freddie. So this is again, this is Tyler, one of our instructors, showing one of the riders how to give a treat. He's trying to tell him to hold under the pan, because if you don't hold under the dustpan, they push down on it and then the treat falls on the ground. But
So you must have to have separate dustpans from the ones that you sweep the floor with,
Yeah.
so that it's sanitary enough for the horses to eat out of, right?
Yeah. So we have at each grooming station, there's a dustpan located at the grooming station that they can take and then put back when they're done. The dustpans that we clean with are in a different area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was us accepting a check from Rosie's Run for towards our new horse that we were fundraising for. So that was Claudia, Jean, the barn manager, and myself.
Okay. Now, what is this Rosie's Run?
I believe that they're like a foundation. Rosie was a person that had passed away in Sherman. She was a nurse, and they would do these runs like 5Ks and stuff, and they would fundraise, and then they would give back to the community. The money they fundraised, they would donate back to different community organizations.
Oh, okay.
So we were lucky to be one of their benefits last year, where they
yeah.
helped us to get a new horse. Yeah.
Oh, how
aren't they
cute.
cute?
Yeah.
So this is Zeke. The big black one is Zeke. He's our tallest horse, and then that's Deke, the retired little white pony, and they were grooming each other. So I just thought I had to share.
Yeah, that
it was
is
so
cute.
Sweet.
That they do that for each other. Yeah.
They do. Yeah. So this is the other side. So looking from the inside, looking out, you can see Zeke, and then in Deke, they were still grooming each other. Yep, so you can see one of our riders with their walker there, and so I believe this is also Jonah, and he's working with Pixie. But you can see, like, our horses are so gentle. They don't bother about wheelchairs. They're used to walkers. You come in with a cane, none of it's going to scare them. They've been desensitized so that you can go around them and move around them, and they're not going to spook or move fast or hurt, or be scared of you. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people wonder, can I come in with my wheelchair? Well, yes, we really want you to. Like, that's who we want.
Here's some people riding on one of your trails.
Yes, so you can see each rider in this picture has a leader. So they must not have been completely independent yet as riders, but they have the leader there for safety. So yeah, they're coming through one of our trail systems there. This was the Equicizer teaching one of our after-school program. We were teaching the kids how to mount and dismount on the saddle. So before they even got on a horse, we used our wooden horse to help build their confidence on how to get on and off without feeling scared,
Okay. Yeah, it comes in really handy, I imagine.
It does. It really does. This day was a wonderful day. We had our open house last year, and this was one of our riders demoing different lessons. And if you look really close, you can see the rider has a ring on his helmet, and that ring is he's trying to sit up nice and tall and not knock the ring off his head.
Okay.
So Tyler's instructing him how to sit up nice and tall and make sure that ring doesn't flop off his head.
Yeah. Here they are all sticking their heads out.
Yep, being little models, as I call it. But yes, this is our gilding side, so the boys. This is some of the boys sometime last year, just all enjoying the sun and sticking their heads out of their stalls.
Yeah.
This was one of our after-school programs. This was the Ripley Elementary School. They came out and did Ripley Horse Club with us in the spring. And we had 14 riders where we taught them beginning horsemanship skills and worked with them, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, it looks like one or two of the teachers there in the picture.
So in the after-school programs, they actually were parent advisors. We didn't actually have teachers, but there's 3 parent advisors that would come out with the kids, and Ripley was able to get transportation, so they had a bus bring them after school to us, and then they'd work with us for 2 hours, and then they had a bus take them back to Ripley School where the parents could pick them up.
Okay.
So that was a really fun program we did this spring. Again, showing how to saddle. This is one of our assistants, Chloe on the left. She's showing one of the students how to take a saddle off. I actually think is what they were doing, was taking the saddles off.
Oh, taking it off, okay.
Yeah, I believe he was untying it so that they could get him ready to put him away. So this is me. I did Reslink on Jamestown, had a little program where they invited a bunch of us out. I was actually next to the resource center in this, you can't see them, but they're next to me.
Yeah, you actually brought that sign here with
yes,
you.
Yes,
yes.
So this is one of our signs we take everywhere with us, because even though it's old, it has some older pictures on it, it really gives people an idea of what we do, because we can talk about it, but people to see an actual rider on the horse, it gives it just a different feeling, you know?
Yeah.
So we do bring that to any of those programs that we get invited to, just to give information to the public. So I think this is kind of our Linktree website. It's showing through that QR code. If you took a picture of that, even on the TV, it would directly link you to this page, and you'd see all those links. So it shows Chautauqua Give Big, which was in June. It shows our website. It shows like everything that we have. If you want to donate to us, if you want to be part of our Amazon wish list and donate that way. It kind of gives you all of our links in one place, so you can easily see how you can help, or what's available about or information about us, I guess you should say. And this is one of our, this is our website, I should say. This website is brand new to us. In the last year, we were really lucky to get a grant. We don't typically apply for a lot of grants. It's going to sound like we get a lot of them, but we really don't apply to a lot. We try when we can, but it's a process to do that. But in this case, we were able to get one to help us with our technology and kind of bring us up to speed. Our previous website was very outdated. And was not easy to edit or help update. Like when we get new horses or things change, it wasn't as easy to edit. So this one is wonderful. It's really easy to edit. We can kind of go through. Hopefully, anybody who's looking at it can give us feedback if it's not easy to access. But our hope is that it's easy for the public to access, and that they're able to navigate all the sites and see past horses. In the website, we have a memorial page, and I do want to mention it because a lot of our horses are donated, or we get them at a small fee or something. And because they mean so much to us, and they mean so much to our riders, we wanted to do a memorial page that talked about each horse that we've had over the years and have like a little blurb about them. So I do encourage people to look at that, because it is really nice to look back at horses that have helped us and memories that they've given us.
Oh,
you know.
yeah. You looked like you were starting to get teary-eyed a little bit.
I have a deep bond for horses. I really do. I mean, if it's, I do get emotional, only because like I know what they bring, and I just want people to know what they bring. So it means a lot in that sense, you know, that people know that and that they can see that, because although a big part of us is inclusion and working with riders with disabilities and adaptability and having them have something that's an outdoor activity that they can engage in, it's like without the horse, what would we have, you know? So I think give tribute where tribute's due, I guess.
Oh, okay. Well, I hate to say it. I hope we showed all the pictures, but we've come to the end of another episode of Fresh Perspectives, and I want to thank you so much for coming on today. And maybe we can have you on every year to update.
I would love to update every year on where we're at and what's new with us.
Yeah,
that would be great.
I think we'll plan on doing that, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you so much, and I'll see those of you in the viewing audience on the next episode.